Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everybody involved in Age mythology, I bring you here today to present a game of epic proportions. A game like none other before. A game played by two players at the top of their game. In the top of the map, in the blue color, playing as Odin. His name is Bones. His opponent today, well, Kido. His name is Kido. His opponent today, in the red color. You know him as Suppe. I know him as the biggest brain in Age mythology. And he's playing as Hades today. What makes this so special? Well, if you would remember, let's just take ourselves back 2 months. Let's just take ourselves back into the Genesis tournament. Let's just take ourselves all the way back to Suppe versus Recon. Loki, or Hades versus Loki. There was a certain game. I remember it vividly. Blue Lagoon was the map. Suppe made a lot of Cyclops. But ever since then, the Cyclops, they were put to rest. They were said, no. These units are not allowed to be this strong. The developers came down from the heavens and slapped them with the Nerf bat and said, get back into where you belong as a mid-tier myth unit. Is it a mid-tier myth unit still? I don't know. Suppe has been on an escapade to try and figure this out. He is an Ares lover. I'm an Ares lover. And together, we can be Ares lovers together, right? That's just how it's going to be. Nonetheless, Suppe here, I'm expecting great things from here. And let's see how it's all going to go. Relics on the map. We've got Amplifiers, a fantastic relic. Always love this one. I know a lot of people maybe don't value this as much as me, but I think that this relic is one of the best in the game, just on the fact that you get so many resources back from it. And more often than not, at the top level, you're getting to the Mythic Age. You're getting to the late, not the late game, but you're getting to the Mythic Age. And getting those iron upgrades is always a challenge. This relic helps out with that. Over on this side, we've got that Bridle of Pegasus. This is a really great early game relic. 2 must-grab relics nice and early. I know Suppe loves to prioritize these, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him going after those very, very quickly. We've got Blanket of Empress Zoe here. This isn't an amazing relic, but it's definitely going to sit there and be somewhat helpful going on into the game. And finally, we've got Ring of the Nibelung, a nice little bit of gold trickle there as well. As Temple is up, House is down, Freya is in for Kido. No surprises there. A little bit of a slightly delayed advance time. He did get himself pickaxe. I really love this. I think more often than not, we're going to start seeing these sorts of openings from players, especially once players get very familiar with how their opponents are playing. These are what I like to call mini cheeses. Very, very tiny. Like, that's not really punishable, so it's not really a cheese, but it's like you're doing really tiny eco greeds by getting this pickaxe out. Now, in my games, I've been trying this myself, and the reason why this is a little mini eco cheese, or just a tiny cheese, or whatever you want to call it, is that you're not going to be able to get your military buildings up as fast. And we're also seeing hand axe coming through as well. So yeah, this is the reason why it's tiny eco cheese. So you're a little bit behind on your production facility. You're a little bit behind on military, therefore. And that would allow your opponent to potentially get some damage where they otherwise might not be able to. As Valkyrie through for Kido at the moment. He does pick up the relic. He gets that Pegasus. And all of a sudden, Odin has got 3 birds. 2 that are a little bit blind, but 1 that is seeing quite a lot. Look at this bad boy. Meanwhile, double military academy for Suppe. He's getting himself out. He's got his Cyclops already out here, marching out across the map to see what's happening. And no economic upgrades for Suppe. He does have himself that Vaults of Erebus. Very, very stock standard. Oh. Kido, you naughty dog. This is so smart, because one thing which Odin really, really struggles with, Norse really, really struggles with in the early game, is keeping that Valkyrie alive to some degree while also getting value with it. And what Kido's getting here is he's getting the favor in, by bashing these Caribou, he's also making it annoying for Soup to gather from. But he's getting the favor in to get himself another Valkyrie. And then all of a sudden, when this Valkyrie runs into his opponent's base here, drops that Forest Fire down, gets a whole bunch of damage. He's losing a lot of HP on the Valk here, but he's going to be able to retreat back, get a second Valk in, and then he's going to be able to heal that back up and then continue to do this for the entirety of the game. You can run into your opponent's base, get villager kill, heal, run away, rinse, repeat. Your opponent's going to be very sad, has to wall up completely. I love this. But he doesn't get away with it completely. He's now able to get that. I imagine this is what... Maybe he's not. Maybe I'm wrong on this. But this is what I would have done with this favor. I have to start doing this. This is so smart. Use that Herser to get a little bit of favor early on and then a very quick second Valk. I was thinking about doing this by jumping onto chickens really early, killing all my chickens, and maybe also killing off some Herser so that I can... Or not Herser, goats, so they can immediately get a second Valk and then just run into my opponent's base at, what, like 4 minutes and 20 seconds with 2 Valkyrie. But yeah, the Herser idea, I love this. I think it's great. I'm going to steal it. It's mine now, even if Kido doesn't go for it. He's got a lot of military buildings down, lots and lots of great halls at the moment, as it's mostly hoplites through for Soup. Soup did go for very quickly into Sword of Deimos here. Phobos' Spear of Panic is on the way, or wanting to come on the way. It's a little bit short on the favor, but he's going to have that option to get himself some Hypaspist if need be. Now, right now, Hypaspist are no good. They're not going to be any help at all. But if Kido ever decides to go into like a whole bunch of Herser or a whole bunch of Hoplites, not Hoplites, Berserk, or maybe even like Herban for whatever reason, those Hypaspis are going to be available to be built from the get-go. And it's not like the technology is bad either. Let's just take a quick look at... I can't take a look at it. It gives 15% bonus attack, hand attack. So it's not like it's a bad technology. Your Hypaspis are going to very much thank you for that, as both players playing very, very defensively here. So Valkyrie is now out. And I just want to see him raid with this. Just be in this base, just poking villagers non-stop. I think this is actually, the more I think about it, the more disgustingly strong I think this is. Because you don't need to send that much population to raid. These things are what, 3 pop? I think they're 3 pop. Yes. So it's 6 pop to go get some really, really heavy raids off. It pulls the heroes away from the main army. And then when the hero's in the main base, you can just swing back into the main army, like heal up the Valkyrie over here, and then swing back into the main army. And you just got such a big, big advantage there. Nonetheless, there's the Phobos' Spear of Panic in, as these hoplites are now going to be enjoying 1 divine damage per second. Now, on a infantry unit, 1 divine damage per second might not seem like a lot. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that it is. It is a lot. And look at this here. Cyclops picks the raiding cavalry out. Oh, he's chucking it at his own raiding cavalry instead of over at the throw and axe from there, as the raiding cavalry do manage to charge in and take down a lot of Tox Odis here. Soup has found himself in a very, very... This guy's twigging out. Let's just zoom in nice and quick. Just... Oh, there we go. He's having a party by himself. I don't know why that happens. I'm pretty sure that is Patrol. I'm pretty sure that's Patrol doing that. Maybe Kido misclicked on the Patrol or something like that. Not sure. But Kido gets the first win of this game. The first fight. But Soup's already grabbed all the hunt out here. He's already got a ton of goats in his main base. And he's completely fine to move forward in this one and just mass up an army. That being said, it's always better to not lose a fight. So maybe he could have just retreated away and just taken a couple of losses instead of losing everything. Nonetheless, Dwarves up onto this spot. Going to be grabbing that Dwarven Gold Mine. We've got some walls over here coming up. There's Thundering Hooves on the way for Kido as well. And that Will of Kronos is going to come through. So the lull before the storm. This upgrade. Let me tell you a little something about a Will of Kronos. those Cyclops... This is why I probably thought maybe retreating is a better idea, but than losing, even if he gets a decent trade there. But Will of Kronos, make sure Cyclops, I would say more than 100% better. I could be wrong on that, because like 2 Cyclops can throw 2 units, but the Cyclops gets area of effect damage as the army now, or the raiding cavalry coming through. There is a way to retreat up through this wall. Great decision making by Suppe. We'll lose 1 villager for it though. But yes, these Cyclops are going to be very, very scary for Kido moving forward in this game. But we'll see if he's going to be ready for it, because this is the thing. Suppe's got 50 favor in the bank. He can make these Cyclops whenever he wants. And what I want to see from Suppe is confirm how many heroes are out. He might also go for Manticore, but confirm how many heroes are out and then make all of the Cyclops. Because if he sees 0 heroes and he just pops the Cyclops into the temple to build, then all of a sudden, Kido's not going to know what's going to come for him. Underworld's going to come through, and it's just going to be a nightmare for Kido. So Kido has to almost read what's actually going to come through. As the Cyclops is queued up, we will be seeing the Thrown Axe potentially dropping a town center over here. He probably could have dropped this town center after winning that first fight, but sometimes, you make your decision. Are you going to go for heroic gauge? You're going to drop a town center. You're going to get more eco ops. You're going to get more military out. I think Kido's gone for a little bit of the military and heroic angle, but Njord on the way. He's got really no favor at the moment because I believe he's pumping out Valkyrie. Is that correct? He's got 3 Valkyrie for the moment here. But one thing that comes with Njord, which I think is really, really strong, super underrated as well, is Jotuns. Get that Jotuns upgrade, get the Mountain Giants out, and call it a day. As the Underworld coming through, ready to take this fight. There's 3 Cyclops here. All the Hearser now queued up, but is it too little too late is the question as Kido retreats back. You're not going to be able to take these down with Hearser. No siree. But some of those Godi are going to come through, and we also see some Ulfjarl potentially. There's that Ring Giver coming in as well. As the Cyclops, there's 4 Cyclops here. The big thing is, though, that the Hoplites, they're going to be getting huge bonuses versus those Jarls. As this army is just getting chased away. Cyclops picking up units, throwing them in. You've got to task those Cyclops. His units aren't doing anything. You've got to task the Cyclops to throw the raiding cavalry on top of enemy units. Otherwise, it just does not work out as well as it should. But nonetheless, the army coming through. There's the Mountain Giant to come and start bashing down on this Underworld passage. It might be worth it here for Suppe to just say, that is it. I'm going to retreat back and leave here, because otherwise Suppe is trapped on this position and Kido is going to be able to get in. That being said, no forest fire available, so it's going to be a difficult position for him to actually target and take a fight here, as Suppe cleans up a lot of Kido's stuff, as Kido going to be retreating right. Armory gets taken down. House over here going down as well. As in, oh, I love this pest. He literally hits everything. No, he misses this one. That's so big, because right now, Kido, he is struggling for military population. He's just going to take so long for him to get units out. For those of you who don't know how Pestilence works, it's got 2 effects, but the big one at work right now is a 75% reduction in unit train time from those buildings. It also stops arrows from firing, but that's not going to be very relevant here. This is just to keep the timing going. But Kido on the bottom of the map for the moment, look at what he's doing. He's sneaking this gold mine. He's on this gold mine. Suppe is looking up to the top position to push off this, but there's nothing over there. Suppe can literally turn his army around right now and just say, let's just go and kill off all those bad boys. Maybe send a couple of units over there as well, as the Toxote is charging forward to try and snipe down some villagers there. Does get 1 snipe before he has to pull back. But now, Kido's army is in. He's got himself heavy cavalry. The Cyclops getting a lot of good damage in onto this one as all of the heroes on the back there getting sniped down. There's not a whole lot of heroes left for Kido at the moment. What has he got? He's got 2 Goaty out at the moment. The Mountain Giant here does not have that Jotun's upgrade, but it looks to me like the fight very, very close, but might be going... No, it is slightly still in favor of Suppe. Suppe is carrying through here. I thought potentially there that Kido had the right units, but looks like it's just not enough, and Suppe is still putting the hammer down on this position. The hoplites are too much, and Kido has to pull back. The villagers over here retreating away from this gold mine. They can be over here, they can be over here, they can be over here. Suppe at this moment, he doesn't even have to retreat. He can just task those Cyclops to just take out the town center. Suppe's got tons of resources in the bank as well that he could very, very simply get out of his pocket and just keep the pressure up, but he may have overstayed his welcome right now. Kido is pumping these Goaty out in an effort to deal with all of these Cyclops. There's just so many of them. But at this point now, Suppe can just make Peltast. And Peltast will just decimate those Goaty on the back line if necessary. Hoplite, Peltast will be really, really strong here. Now Suppe decides time to retreat back. There are a couple of those scary great Jarls coming through. These Jarls, they've got themselves Thundering Hooves and Ring Giver. So suffice it to say, they're pretty bloody strong as they're coming over. And they've got tons of HP and HP regen as well. But the villagers on this position are going to take a lot of damage. Suppe doesn't have himself yet the upgrade. Wait, he's got it queued up? He does have it? Oh, he just researched it. Survival equipment to keep his villagers a little bit more safe here. But these raids are going to hurt. Suppe might want to just throw down a fortress at this point and see what he can do. It's the Hades Shades charging through. I'm pretty sure the Jarls win this fight. Yeah, they definitely win this fight. The Hades Shades are considered myth units, right? So these bad boys are getting 2x, 14. Yeah, that's going to be over very quick. Now we see Sesrumna coming through, and that's going to really start making these Goaty scary. And Suppe is sort of refusing to make the hard counter in Peltast at the moment. It can be a little bit odd to make Peltast against Norse, but they're really, really strong in this situation. As the Walking Woods charging in. You see one Cyclops going down. The Jarl's charging over here to take out a whole bunch of villagers on the back. 1 villager down, 2 villager down, 3 villager down, 4 villager down. Hoplites coming over here to start poking away onto that side as well. As the Goaty continue to charge in here. And now Suppe, he has found himself in a very difficult predicament here. He's got less eco. He's now building some Peltast out. He doesn't have the production facilities over on the side here. Only 2 archery ranges, 3 military counters. He's getting up his 3rd archery range right now as well. And he's just not able to keep up with Kido. Kido has got 7 Great Halls. 7! 7! That's so many Great Halls. Great Halls also make your units train a bit faster. So, like, the text says that like a cavalry takes 18 seconds, 24 seconds to train, but the Great Hall does actually make units 50% faster or something, right? I could be wrong on that. Great Hall, not Hull, Hall. I might be Australian, but it's fine. You guys will deal with it. Just her, sir? Really? I thought it was all units. I swear it's all units. I'm going to have to test that. Maybe it got nerfed at some point. Jarl's still charging around here. Taking down these villagers as well. It says on the tooltip. Producers hurt. I swear it's all of them, but so many villager kills here. Suppe's got nothing really left in the tank at the moment, and his days of dominating with Ares seem to be numbered. So Hoplites charging back in. One last ditch fight here, but there's no... It's 108 pop versus 40. What can you do? What can you do? We see a Cyclops in the main base. This thing, how much damage does it do? 65 hack. If you come in and throw 2 villagers at a group, you could potentially knock out the entirety of the gold mine. Okay. Okay. 1. And then throws it at him. Oh! All right. Well, that's very, very strong. Now, if you don't react to that, that's on you. I thought it was 65 damage. Did it lie? Oh, it's got bonus. It's got bonus damage, right? That's the tooltips at base, right? So with Will of Kronos, hang on, let's have a quick look. Adds 3 to melee attack damage area, 2 to throw damage area. No, that doesn't do more damage. I'm confused. The villager differential is equal now, roughly. Soup can pull this back. I thought this game was over. There's no multipliers. No. Build another Cyclops so I can see. We see Tia pre-queued. Like if Soup can get back up to full pop, this army here, which Kido's built, it's geared to beat kind of a Cyclops Hoplite Toxotes army. But if there's no Cyclops and it's just pure Hoplites, all of a sudden this army's not going to be that strong. In fact, pure Hoplites here would be really, really good because if you take a look at what Kido's got, he's now throwing some barracks down just in case, but he doesn't have any upgrades for throwing axemen. So pure Hoplite would be very, very good here. As some Jarls coming in. A heroic age to attack. Ah, true. But still, that doesn't account for the 30% armor on the villager. 25% armor. That just cancels that out. Though I guess maybe that's enough. Because 55 HP, right? There you go. That's probably it. Heroic Age Cyclops on villager line. Beware. Beware. Town Center for Soup. But I don't know if Town Center is actually the right call in this situation. Like, he's got to be concerned about getting a fortress up, defending anything that's coming for him. Like, when and when not to grab a town center is really, really difficult to actually know. And a lot of the top players, when you talk to them, they just say it's all about experience, right? But I think there is somewhat of a method to stick to that you can break if you know deep enough, the game deep enough, but somewhat of like a flow chart. Effectively, 1, do you get damage done? 2, how long since you got damage done? And 3, do you have the resources for it and you can't do anything else? I don't know. There's a lot of stuff. That doesn't really explain anything. As we see the units in the main base here, a third Walking Woods coming in. Thimblewinter as well. Hometown Center under severe pressure here. That's going to get taken down. And Soup on the other side, inputting this town center down, does get hit by another batch of wolves over here as well. As the villagers trying to bail, but the villager numbers will be falling very, very quickly. Oh, did I miss a raid again? Damn it. He did lose villages, didn't he? Ah, everybody's losing villages. As the Jarl's pulling back. Hoplites taking down all the wood, the walking woods here as well, as the town center is now to be grabbed. And I mean, when you're in this spot, like Kido just did max damage. Now the town center makes tons of sense to grab. And he's going to get so many more units out. But still, I think Suppe's got an angle here because he's got some units, but I think he just needs to pump out nothing but hoplites. He's got so much gold in the bank. Moving forward to grab this position here. A fortress here as well to target down this town center. I thought this game was over. It's still going. It's still going. Like, Greek is never out of it. Just because they've always got the better late game. They've always got the stronger late game. Ares, Athena. But these are some legendary Jarls. Holy 324 HP of crazy legendary Jarlness. That's a lot of HP. That's a lot of HP. All right. I take it back. The game's over. I didn't see the legendary Jarls. Oh dear. I do think that 22 legendary Jarls, these are 3 population, right? This would lose to like 30 heavy hoplites with divine damage. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Someone can run that in the editor and tell me, because the editor is the only way to know anything about the game. But yeah, lots and lots of Jarls here. Post game shows how crazy this game is. What's this kill loss? 201 to 193. So close. Man. Suppe is so close to winning this game. I think what happened here. The raids, obviously. So the first fight, obviously not taking that. I think holding it, and when your opponent pushes in, sack some units to run the villagers back. Really, really smart to get out on that hunt and eat it. But post that, in the main base here, Suppe could have sent a Cyclops down to these positions and just won the game on the Cyclops throw then and there. Well, nonetheless, if you guys enjoyed this one, please consider the follow on the Twitch. If on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.